BBC, inspiring Uganda.
My name is Silvano. I'm glad that you have chosen Kidepo National Park. Thank you for coming. You have chosen the 10 best national park in Africa, and Kidepo is number 4 in the list of the recent ranking after Etosa National Park in Namibia. Kidepo Valley National Park is one of the most beautiful parks you never get elsewhere in Africa, and it has the largest herd size of buffalo in Africa, where sometimes you find a herd size between 2,000 to 4,000 buffalo in just one herd. That is in a 1 to 2 kilometer stretch full of buffaloes. It's an amazing thing. The park shares independence with the country. It was gazetted in 1962, and that is the time when Uganda got independent. It's the third largest national park after Murchison Falls and Queen Elizabeth National Park. It covers 1,442 square kilometers. The park stretches up to South Sudan. On the South Sudan side is called the Kidepo Game Reserve, which is 2 times bigger than the national park on the Uganda side. But we have got more animal concentration on the Uganda side because of peace. On the South Sudan side is not well protected. In terms of wildlife species, we have 86 mammal species. We are only missing the black rhino that got extinct in 1983. But the good news is that the habitat survey for reintroduction has been done. Anytime we shall have a complete big 5 here in Kidepo. For those who like birding, we have 475 bird species, and we have some birds that brand Kidepo, like the black-breasted barbet, the Karamoja apalis, and we also have the largest flightless bird, that is the ostrich one can see in Kidepo. We are blessed to have the fastest land mammal, that is a cheetah. One can see it here in Kidepo when you come. So the park derived itself, the name is derived from a Karamojong word, Akidep. Kidep in Karamojong means to pick. So in the early 1950s, the people that live in this park, they had no food to eat. So they could go to the amazing Kidepo River, which is lined by thousands tons of boracious palm along the traditional migratory routes of elephants from Uganda to South Sudan. So they could go to pick the boracious palm fruit. So when you ask them, where are you going? Kidep, to pick. So it was only letter O added to make it sound nice, Kidepo. And here we have other animal species like the elephants. We have also the lions. Okay, we have giraffe and the zebras. The park has 2 valleys, the Narrows Valley and the Kidepo Valley. So the Narrows Valley is where we have most of the animal concentration because of the permanent water point, the Narrows River. Narrows in Karamojong word mean muddy area. So Kidepo is, however, unique. When you go to Kidepo River, it has a beautiful river and a stunning vegetation. That is the boracious palm. That is where the name Kidepo came from. We also have the hot spring and the ostriches. And people who like birding, we have more bird species on the Kidepo Valley side. We are here for enjoyment. I'm here to maximize your lifespan. And I'm here as your data bank for today. Please, in case you have any question, you want to understand anything, I'm here for you. All right? Yeah, while in this game, it's a game of chance. And to make it even more successful, if we keep some few rules and regulations, it will be very interesting. If you have any letters around, please, let's keep it in the car. Let us not throw anything outside. And when we are with this animal, we are supposed to be peaceful and quiet. Watch their action. When you're patient and quiet with this animal, you see different behaviors of this animal, and you'll be more impressed. When you approach them in a bad manner, they will not react to you well. Okay? Yeah, but we come. All right, thank you so much. Let's go for the drive and let's see what happens. So even in the community, if they could go out and nobody harm them or nobody set a trap to maybe or spare them, they would be the same. They would be more peaceful like this. Yeah, so we should just encourage our community members to understand this. These birds is called lappet face vulture. It's one of the largest raptor, and in most cases it is the one that opened the carcass for other vultures like the Ropel griffon, the Egyptian wooded to eat. So if he is not there, the rest of the other vultures have to wait. Otherwise you can't even smell any dead animal. Adult zebras have got different patterns, just like our fingerprints, and it confuses predators because predators like lions, they have targets. So in most cases the color of the zebras confuse the predators because at that point they cannot isolate one zebra and stick to it until they kill. So they are also tolerant to insect bite. They confuse biting insects like chested flies, and they have a very strong mechanism of defending themselves through double iron kick. When you look at the black stripes for the males on the leg, they are a little bit tiny.
Oh, on the leg?
Yes, they are more smaller, but the one for the female are larger. It pushes the grass using the feet and pick it by the trunk. The time when it is uprooted with the soil, it beats around the leg before it can take the grass. Chew it. You see, it's flapping the ears, just temperature regulation, because most of the blood veins are in the ears, so the dissipation of heat through the ears at night. With our calves, especially if she's still having the young calf like this, because in order to go and mix up with the other members, it can take like 4 to 5 weeks. So these are the dwarf crocodiles. You can call them sacred crocodiles or the desert crocodiles. During dry season, when the water dries off, they undergo excavation, or they go in the burrows under the set in most cases. So someone believed that maybe if we take this crocodile to the river, like River Nile, maybe they will grow bigger than this.
My name is Kevin Akera. I'm the Managing Director for Mara Safari Lodge Kidepo, and we are situated in Kidepo Valley National Park. We started off with the construction of the lodge in 2021, and we were able to receive our first guest in 2022 December. Mara Safari Lodge derived the name Mara, which is an Ik dialect, to mean, how are you? We have chosen the name as a reflection to our commitment to the Ik community. Mara Safari Lodge is in a prime wildlife area which covers an area of 24 acres of land. We are surrounded by either side of the lodge with the sprawling savanna grassland and mountain views, which gives a very beautiful sight to our guests where they can be able to connect with the nature to provide all the sightings and exclusivity. What inspired us, actually we are two directors of the lodge. It's my husband and I. It had been our long-term plan, our long-term retirement plan, that having worked in different countries, having worked in different projects with different NGOs, we were thinking of having early retirement. So we decided that what best can we do? Initially, we had been doing a lot of tree planting. We are tree farmers. So from that, we decided that we need to venture into the hospitality industry, because it is something which is very lucrative in the country. And Uganda naturally is a very beautiful country, very beautiful. And when we are out there, people talk highly about the beauty of Uganda. So it motivated us that we need to invest our time in the hospitality industry. And out of that, we decided to construct a lodge in the national park. One of the key things that we chose Kidepo is because of the uniqueness of the park. Kidepo is a virgin area. It's actually not talked of a lot to people out there. And we came across a number of literatures that the CNN Travel had been rating Kidepo as one of the best national parks in Africa after Serengeti. So this really motivated us. We took frequent trips to Kidepo and we bought the land and we started off with the construction. And when we started off with the construction, I decided to retire from the NGO work. I was working with Mara Safari Lodge. Is located in a very beautiful area of the park. We have close proximity to the park. When you come out of your room, you need just 2 minutes drive and you're already at the gate of Kalukudu, which lies in the western part of the park. Our close proximity to the park has made most of the animals to come and graze in the fresh grass in our compound. So when you're at Mara, you wouldn't miss the sight of the water bugs, the elephants, the buffaloes, which are always in our compound, especially in the morning hours and in the evening.
Moses Odong is my name. I'm the project manager, Mara Safari Lodge Kidepo. We do adventure to our clients. Then aspect number 2, we have conservation. We mind of the environment as a eco-lodge. We conserve the wild species of trees that we have. We conserve the wildlife and do more planting of the trees so that the environment are conserved. And then also the litters and other waste management are done under strict control. Then the third aspect is the community. We believe in giving back to the community, especially the community surrounding us, by empowering them.
We have beautiful rooms and with different categories. We have single rooms, we have double rooms, we have twin, and also family rooms. Our rooms are designed with local materials that are picked from our own plantation. We harvested trees from our own plantation to design most of the furniture that we have at the lodge. If you look at the beds, they have been made out of the eucalyptus poles. The wardrobes have been carved out of the poles. We have the dressing cabinets. If you look at the balcony, the roofing, the chairs, tables, all have been picked from our own plantation that sustainably replenishes itself. Our bathrooms, even when it has been made out of modern furnitures, they are very beautiful for all the guests and it suits the taste of all the guests. We use solar water heater to power water and any time of the day when you want to bathe, whether you need to use the cold water or you use hot water, it is really very convenient for all the guests. When you're at Mara, we organize for you the game drives. The game drives are more fun in the tracks along Naruz River, where you find almost all the species of the animals there. We have the elephants, the buffaloes, the antelopes, giraffes, zebras, and name it. Apart from the Naruz Valley, we also organize for you game drives that you go up to the hot springs, which is always known as the Majimoto. So along the way to the hot spring, you'll be able to see many beautiful features along the way. We have the white sand in the Kidepo Valley river base, which is so beautiful when you go through it. We have the barashas trees that it looks like a plantation of the barashas trees along the way, which is also making the drive to the Majimoto very beautiful. We always organize it in the morning, which takes about 4 hours. We have the afternoon game drives, And then also the night game drives that we can conveniently organize it for you. Another activity that we can organize for you is the birding. The birding is very popular in two key areas in Kidepo. We have it along Narus Valley and Namankwani Valley. So we have approximately 480 bird species in the park. We are proud to say that Mara Safari Lodge is located in a very close proximity to Namankwani birding areas. You need just about 5 minutes away from our lodge and you're already in the birding area of Namankwani. Being an eco lodge, we have preserved most of the indigenous trees in our compound, and this has provided a very good haven for all the birds to do their nesting. You are able to see a number of birds even when you are seated at the restaurant, when you are seated at the comfort of your balcony, and even in the morning you will be woken up with the singing of the birds, which is so beautiful. So birding is an activity that you need to include in your bucket list. Another activities that we can organize for you while at Mara is the sundowner. Sundowner is always organized on a flat top rock, which has a close proximity to our lodge. On the flat top rock, you are able to watch the sun setting to its own orbit, how the sun goes through the meandering mountains at the western part of the park. You'll be able to view the entire park as you are seated on top of the rock. During the sundowner, Mara Safari organizes for you evening drinks like wine, evening snacks that you are able to sit, chat with your friends or with your colleagues, with other guests at the park, and then you enjoy the sundowner as the sun goes to its orbit.
This is coffee ceremony that we are going to serve to coffee lovers. It's only done in Mara, within this area. It is served in a ceremonial manner and served in traditional pot with very good aroma. So this is what makes Mara more unique from other lodges.
Mara Safari offers the best coffee in the area. Our coffee is brewed on a local charcoal stove and then served in a traditional pot in a very ceremonial way. When you are at Mara, you wouldn't miss our free coffee ceremony every evening after dinner. The coffee ceremony can be celebrated at the restaurant or even during the campfire. Our campfire is always set in an African traditional way. At the campfire, it does not only provide the warmth to people, but it's a place where people interact, tell their stories. It's a place where the guests can get to know one another, given that they also come from different backgrounds. At Mara Restaurant, you will get both traditional dishes and also international dishes that form part of our menu. We have very experienced chefs that will always make the food according to what you preferred. This menu also includes the people who are vegetarian, so that they are always not left out in our menu. The most inspiring things that we have had from the time we started the investment in Kidepo is the very good relationship and support that we have always had from Uganda Wildlife Authority. Right from the point where we were purchasing the land, they have been very supportive to us. They actually motivate people out there. They encourage people, Kidepo being one of the most beautiful park. It is a virgin area where a lot of it has great potentials. So the Uganda Wildlife Authority keeps on encouraging people to do investment in the park, and that also has been our motivation. So when we were doing the construction, we were able to source some of the local materials through the Uganda Wildlife Authority. When we are organizing for all the trips, the game drives, the birding, the hiking, trips to Mount Morungole, we are always in in partnership with the Uganda Wildlife Authority, they second to us the guides, the tour guides, that they take care of all our guests during our journey to make sure that everybody is safe, to make sure that our interest is made, the interests of the guests are made, because it is then that the Uganda Wildlife Authority almost knows all the spots in the park. Yeah, all the tracks in the parks, the different species of the animals. So they have been very supportive, and we really love the way the Wildlife Authority is doing the marketing for Kidepo, to make sure that the world gets to know more about Kidepo, so that it increases the number of guests that come to Kidepo, and definitely it will increase the revenue that comes to the government. We have quite a big plan for this area, looking at the large area of land that we have here. So what we have in plan is to increase more rooms by setting up executive cottages. We plan to have 9 executive cottages and 2 VIP cottages. The VIP cottages will have its own pool plunge that the guests can comfortably sit and relax in the pool. We are also having in plan to build a swimming pool, so that when the guests come, they have at least a comprehensive relaxation and enjoyment at our lodge. So we are setting up the swimming pool, we are setting up a pool bar and a coffee shop at the pool side as well, and also spa for body massage, for foot massage, and also for some other activities like aerobics that will be at the areas of the swimming pool. We are also setting up a conference facilities. We have already built up the structure. It is only remaining finishing it and then furnishing it. So these conference facilities will support a number of demands that are coming to organize workshops, to organize corporate events, team building for all the guests. When you are coming from either Kampala or Entebbe, you can actually go by road or by air. So when you choose to go by road, you go through the western route, which goes through Karuma, through Gulu, and through Karenga, and you're in Kidepo. Or you can choose to go through the eastern route that goes through Jinja, Mbali, Moroto, then you come to Kidepo Valley National Park. You can as well choose to go by air. You fly either from Entebbe or from Kajansi straight to Kidepo airstrip. And from Kidepo airstrip, you need just 10 minutes drive to reach our premises. As Mara Safari Lodge Kidepo, we are more than just a lodge. We stand on 3 key pillars of conservation, community, and adventure. When we talk about the conservation, we plan to work with the local communities, especially the Karamojong and the Ik communities, on how best we can conserve and preserve the natural environment and also preserve the culture of the hosting tribes. That's the Karamojong and the Ik community. We plan to make sure that there is proper wildlife and human coexistence between the animals. Being the tree farmers that we are, we plan to support the local communities to do the tree planting around their homestead, around their farms, to make sure that the continuous deforestation which is taking place in the area is prevented by having sustainable tree planting around the park. We also plan to support the community. As I said, we are social entrepreneurs. We work at the lodge aspect of it. So when we generate the revenue from the lodge, we plan to make the community benefit from the lodge. One, by supporting them to have livelihood activities. For example, we select the vulnerable household, the youth that have dropped out of school, and we support them with the livelihood activities. For example, the e-communities are very passionate about the beekeeping. So apart from the beekeeping, what else can they do? Sometimes they do the beekeeping just to make sure they have enough honey to carry out the marriage ceremony. But how best can we translate the beekeeping activities into livelihood options that they are able to have a sustained way of life? And then the Karamojong communities that are also surrounding the park, we shall select the vulnerable household and then the youth that have dropped out of school to support them with viable livelihood options. Even to date, if you look at some of our staff, we have about 60% of our staff that are coming from the local Karamojong communities that have been working with us. Even during the construction, we had huge number of workers that we employed to work with us, and then 80% of those workers were coming from the local Karamojong communities. So other than the short-term employment, we are looking at having a longer-term solution to some of the protracted crisis within the homes, within the communities that surround the park. That is the livelihood options, and then supporting them in the education. On the education bit of it, we want to support the youth that have either completed senior 4 or might have dropped out of school so that they join the hospitality industry. We are going to do an assessment to make sure we select the target groups of the youths, and we shall support them in school so that they are able to learn and join the hospitality industry.